Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello and welcome back to Morning Mindset. I am your host, Paul Markle. And today we're going to talk about strength, physical strength versus mental strength. And yes, there are both kinds of strength. People can be physically strong and mentally weak, and then there are some people that are very, very mentally strong, even though their body wants to give out on them. And I was under steel. I was actually in the squat rack, and I had 300 some pounds on my shoulders, and I had to do multiple sets because my coach had programmed me. Yes, I actually have a strength training coach, and my strength training coach, he sends me via the magic of email, he sends me my workouts, and he tells me what he wants me to do, and then I go and I do it because I have my own home gym. I have my own rack and bench and plates and all that stuff. And so I don't have to travel anywhere. I just have to travel out into my garage to do it. So, but I was underneath the bar, underneath the barbell, and I finished my fourth set. It was a lot of sets that day. And I will admit to you guys that when I open up my workout, I usually know about what it's going to be. I have a pretty good idea what he's going to program me for, what he's going to tell me to do, the amount of weight. Sometimes we mix it up a little bit. Sometimes it'll be a little bit lighter to give my muscles time to recover, but we want to make sure that we're still doing the movements so we don't get stiff and so on and so forth. And I'll admit to you, when it's that day, when that day comes where I have to do lots of heavy sets, my mind says, ugh. Really? My mind says, we have a real comfortable chair that we could be in, and it would be nice to sit in that comfortable chair. And now that it's chilly, now that it's cold outside, wouldn't it be great to go sit in that chair and put a blanket over us and watch TV? That would be way more fun. That'd be way more enjoyable than being out in this cold garage grunting underneath that steel. That's what the mind says. That's what lazy mind says. And when I was doing the workout, I did the first set. I'm like, okay, knock that one out. Second, okay, got that one. Third, all right, only got one more. I did the fourth one. And it occurred to me that from a physical standpoint, it didn't hurt that badly. Yeah, I wasn't completely and totally exhausted. I didn't have to bend over and grab the bar and hold myself up or anything. I was able to do it. My body was plenty strong enough to get it done. But it was the mind that says, hey, this is uncomfortable. Hey, wouldn't it be better if we wanted to do, if we did something else? If you just go ahead and quit, we can go relax and be comfortable. Because the mind wants you to be comfortable, or at least lazy mind does. Now, when I was in the Marine Corps and we had to do conditioning marches, which we called humps, a conditioning march is not running. You're not running, but you put all of your field gear, packs and weapons and ammunition if you have it. And sometimes you don't have the ammunition because it's just an administrative hump or whatever. But you're carrying your weapons, you're carrying your packs, you're carrying your helmet, your flak jacket, and all that stuff. And you march, you walk. It's not a cadence march. It's not like close order drill. You just have to go forward. And you have to keep going forward. And then you realize you reach a point where you're extremely uncomfortable. And your mind says, what are you doing to your body? Why are you doing this? I'm uncomfortable. This is not fun. I don't like this. You should quit. Your body has the ability to keep going, but your mind wants to stop. Because most people, when they become Marines or soldiers, or when they enter the military and they're forced to do really hard, vigorous things, most people, that is the hardest thing they've ever done in their lives. Now, there are obviously exceptions to that. There are people who have joined the military who were very skilled high school athletes or maybe even collegiate athletes. There are those who had hard lives and worked very hard because they grew up on a farm. And farm kids, my hat is off to you because I did spend several years working on a small farm, but a professional farm is backbreaking work. It's uncomfortable. It's up early in the morning. It's to bed late at night. It's doing things that you'd rather not do, but they have to be done. That is why farm kids and athletic kids, kids who are athletes, fare far better in basic training than urban city kids do. And I know you can shake your head all you want. You're like, oh, that's not fair. It's prejudicial or whatever. No, the fact of the matter is, when you get into a military structure, you have to do things that are hard. You have to push your body. That is the purpose of the conditioning march. It's to make you train your mind. You're teaching your mind not to be weak. You're telling your mind, no, the body has what it needs. Very rarely do people ever push their bodies to the point where the muscles actually fatigue and give out and say, nope, no more. That's it. Guy got no more for you. I'm just going to fall down here and lay on the ground for a while. Very rarely do humans ever get themselves or push themselves to that point, because long before most people would ever get to muscle failure, genuine, legitimate muscle failure, long before they get there, their mind has already given up. Their mind says, ooh, ow, ooh, oh, this is uncomfortable. Let's not do this anymore. And the natural response of people, of humans, is when the brain, when the mind says, hey, this isn't comfortable, let's stop, they stop. And so they never learn, your mind and your body never learn to push yourself. You never learn to push beyond your normal, comfortable limits, because the mind doesn't give the body enough credit for being strong. I can tell you out there, the vast majority of you who are listening to the sound of my voice right now, I'm going to make a broad sweeping assumption, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the vast majority of you who are listening to me, that your body is far stronger than your mind gives you credit. You can do more, you can achieve more, you can succeed far more than your body or your mind gives you credit for. Often the mind says quit when the body could keep going. And I know you're out there and you might be thinking, but Paul, I don't want to be an athlete. I'm not, involved in physical endeavors, and it's not that big of a deal. The thing about working your body and pushing your body and realizing that your body is stronger than your mind gives you credit for is that when you do that, when you push beyond where you've been comfortable, when you reach discomfort and you keep going and you push through to the other side, what you're doing is you're training your mind. You're telling your mind, hey, we can do more. We can go farther. We can survive discomfort. As a matter of fact, we can survive the discomfort and come out on the other end better than we were before. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next time you are in a situation where your mind says, hey, just go ahead and give up. We can't do this. It's impossible. You might as well not even try. Just stop now. You need to realize that you have far more strength within you than your mind normally gives you credit for. And you need to train your mind. You're like, no mind, no lazy mind. I am strong and I can do it. All right. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Paul Markle, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.